And we're live. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. My name is Fabian Holland. If you don't know me, I'm a singer, songwriter, and guitarist. I'm from the UK, but I'm based in Berlin, and I'm just going to play some songs today. And you can ask any questions. I'm just going to sort out some of the levels. I'll just do some playing, and I'll just feel free to ask any questions or leave any comments. Make sure that my level is okay, that you can hear me okay. Maybe I need to bring up the volume a little bit. We'll see. We'll see if I need to do that. Here we go. Bring up the chat. Okay. There we go. Ba-ba-da-bum-ba-bum-ba-bum-ba-bum. All right. Hey Dale, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? Hey, who's that? Ananda? Is that pronounced that right? How's it going? Glad it's coming through okay. Hey Grant, how's it going? I'm in a C tuning here, Dale. It's I'm doing C, G, C, G, C, D. So it's basically just lots of C's and lots of G's and then a D at the end. So it's like another sus tuning. So root 5, root 5, root 5, and then you've got it like a second there. So it's like a sus. The C really, going down another step again gives that really like low end. Oh yeah, Grant, you got the same tuning, yeah. It's nice. I'm addicted to these like sus tunings. Where you can just play major and minor, in different, and just really versatile, you know. I don't know this tuning as well as Dadgad, so I can't really play in many different keys in this tuning like I can with Dadgad, but it's still really fun to play. Indian classical music, that's interesting. Yeah. I'm basically just playing loads of like roots and fifths and then some minor thirds in there, you know, that one. So I'm basically playing in C minor, you know. Simon Fox, yeah, has a few in this tuning, yeah. Nice. I'll start with a song. This song is, I'm going to do a few that I haven't played in a long time. So I can't remember all the lyrics, but I'm going to try. And I might just stop halfway through and just, we'll see how it goes. You know, this song is called Old Tobacco Tin. Here we go. Hold on. I got my coffee, even though it's like 9 o'clock at night here. Here we go. The scent of carpets and dust filled the air in this small cottage where an old man once was. Now just cardboard boxes live there, filled with his life and his love. His son was going through his father's drawers in this old cottage where an old man once wore. Under the folded white shirts was something that old tobacco tin. From then he kept it for 10 years, in fact. Something so simple it brought memories back. The old tobacco smell, it rushed to his head. Will's cut golden barred bread.
Tuesday's the day when the bin men come down, slipping down the driveway, he's late for his rounds. Some things don't mean to go in the bin, that old tobacco tin. The scent of carpets and dust filled the air in the small cottage where an old man once was. Now just cardboard boxes live there, filled with his life and his love. Was Old Tobacco Tin, doing some lot of improvisation there. So I'm trying to do a lot of ones that I haven't done in a long time. So you know, I forget lyrics, and this is a good way of practicing. But it's, you know, it's nice to do ones I haven't done in ages and kind of find new ways to play them, you know, because like some of these I haven't played in years, and especially listening back to some of the recordings sometimes is like, you know, they just sound so different to how they sound now, and it kind of makes me want to re-record things as well sometimes, you know. Yeah, let's head to the chat, see who's here. Hey Mason, how's it going? Good to have you in the live stream. Mason says, I've been recently messing around with the open D and C, and it's honestly taught me more about the fretboard than anything. Don't know music, any music theory, just play by ear. Yeah, I mean, it's it can be really nice, you know, to kind of play in these open tunings. I use a lot of these like modal tunings I like, because you can play in like lots of different keys and major and minor and sort of stuff. But I think there's a lot to be said for just playing by ear, you know. It's like music as a language, and you know, we learn to talk before we can learn to read and write, you know. So it kind of makes sense to just kind of start by playing by ear, you know. I mean, I've got a bit of a strange background. It's like I started learning classical music just straight off, like classical guitar, when I was 7.
and you know, so that's like jumping in straight into like theory and sight reading and everything. And even though I do believe in these sort of in the classical way of learning, you know, and I do actually teach that to some of my kids that I teach, because it's just they just have it down, you know, the way of classically playing, in terms of the position and the technique is just flawless. But I still think, you know, I kind of got bored of that when I was 7, and then I moved on to like, and then I went to electric pretty quick. By age 10, I was on to like electric and playing a lot of like blues stuff, like electric blues, and then I went on to grunge and stuff like this, you know. But I'm glad I've got that sort of that base of classical, you know, still. But yeah, just, you know, playing by ear is absolutely a really great thing to do. And even if you know the fretboard in standard tuning, you know, if you just mess around with open tunings, it just completely takes all that away from you, and you go back to that sort of learning like a kid, you know, just not judging yourself what you're playing, not thinking too much, you know. I think sometimes you can get into a thing where you're thinking too much about what you're playing in terms of like theoretically and all this kind of stuff, you know. You just need to kind of forget it and just play by ear, play what's the word? Not judging yourself, you know, like kids do. That's how kids play. They just play and they just enjoy it, you know. Yeah. Thanks so much. Anada, huh? Tell me if I'm pronouncing your names wrong, by the way. You know, I'm just I'm dyslexic, so I just I read words wrong, you know, so just let me know, and feel free. And is your guitar unplugged? I'm actually, I mean, you probably heard by all the effects, I'm actually plugged in today. Sometimes I go unplugged, sometimes I go plugged. Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But no, I'm definitely plugged in today, as you can hear with, you know, got some reverb. This reverb here is the Acoustiverb, the Fishman Acoustiverb. I like that as like, you know, it's a very natural sounding reverb, you know, I can kind of control it. You know, it's a very subtle kind of reverb. And then I've got a stereo set up at the moment. It's a little bit complicated. And then I've got like a volume pedal which controls another layer of effects. And one of those effects is the Strymon Blue Sky. And I like to use that. And that's like out there kind of reverb, you know. It's like, and I can control that with the volume pedal. So it acts like a bit like an expression pedal. You know, so you can kind of, that sort of stuff, if you can hear that. So I can bring that in and out, you know, when I want to, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely plugged in. Dale says, good strong voice and a Loudon guitar is perfect. Nice. Yeah, thanks so much. I always consider myself a guitarist, not a singer. I'm always like, I'm a guitarist that also, you know, happens to sing, kind of thing. But yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I forgot what strings you use. These are D'Addario EJ17 Phosphor Bronze strings. I quite like the coated Phosphor Bronze. It gives, they tend to last a bit longer, I find. They have that fresh sound a little bit longer. And they give it a little bit more brightness. You know, which I need to think about and counteract for as well, obviously. But you don't want, like, I don't like it too bright. But you know, the Loudon has like a really big low end, as you can hear. So you know, it sounds quite balanced at the same time. So yeah, no, I like them. Dale also says,
Bought some Santa Cruz low tension guitar strings, but haven't tried them yet. Interesting. Low tension guitar strings. So how are they? How are they different then? How would that be? If you could let me know, Dale. What class is low tension? That's just out of interest. Because I guess like it would depend on the tuning you're using, surely, and I guess it's the thickness, right? Like the thicker they are, the more tension, I guess, they would have. Obviously, depending on your tuning, but if we're all using the same tuning, the thicker, the harder. So are they really thin strings then? Just interesting. If you could let us know, that was really interesting. Santa Cruz is great. It's the same Santa Cruz that make guitars, right? They're amazing. Yeah, because someone commented on one of my YouTube videos about the Loudon actually. They said, I can't remember your name. If you're here, let us know. They said they used to have a Loudon, but they said they completely messed up. There's something wrong with the strings, and the bridge just like popped off, which kind of scares me, because these Loudons are through bridge, right? So there's no pins, so it just kind of goes through. So obviously, if you have pins, that kind of it's extra support, because it's going through the whole soundboard and the bridge plate and everything, so it's less likely for but this is just literally, it's just glue holding the strings on, which is always a little bit concerning, but I mean, I've never heard anybody having problems with the Loudons in this sense. I mean, I guess if you're using like super heavy strings and you're having like really high tunings, maybe that could, I guess, happen, right? Has anyone had any problems with the bridge coming off? Yeah, let us know, because that's not good. But anyway, I haven't had any problems with this so far. Yeah, I'm getting some funny sort of weird noises. Probably my phone, isn't it? If I just put my phone on airplane mode, that should be fine. Yeah, just going through the questions a little bit. I'll just do a few more questions. It's really nice that everyone is having so many questions. It's great. Keep asking the questions. Yeah, if you let me know, Dale, about the strings, I think you have actually. I'll just keep going. Grant says, how would you compare your Loudon to a more modern model? I haven't tried. I know I have a while ago. I tried like some of the other models. I actually used to have an F model. What was it? F25, I think it was, and it was a cedar top and rosewood back and sides, and that was really, really nice. Absolutely great. I just couldn't get on with it. I'm just stuck with this shape and size guitar, so I shouldn't have gone for an F model. I kind of wanted something a bit different. I didn't want to spend another, however much on exactly the same guitar, but that's exactly what I should have done. And so I made a mistake. I should have just got exactly the same guitar, which obviously they don't sell. They sell like, I think it's called something else now, but it's almost the same. It's not an 010, it's is it an 012? I think it is now, it's called. But, it's hard to compare. Like, in terms of the way it plays, it's absolutely the same to me in the modern models. Like, very subtle differences. Maybe the neck is slightly different, but pretty much the same. But obviously I'm not countering for like the age of the wood and everything like that. It definitely has something. This is 94. It was made roughly, and I think you can kind of hear that compared to a brand new guitar, you know. But each year it just opens up a little bit more and gets so much nicer. But on the subject of Loudon, sorry, I'm blabbering now, but I've got another Loudon. It just sits in the case because it's actually unplayable at the moment and it needs fixing. It's got a massive crack in the back, and it needs a completely new back. It's going to be a lot of work and a lot of money, but it's worth it because it's from the 80s, and it was one of those ones that was made in Japan, still under the Loudon name. They made from 1980 to 1985. Loudons were made in Japan under the watchful eye of George, and they basically made 1,000 a year. So there's 5,000 out there, and I've got one. And they basically tried to make sort of a cheaper version of Loudon. So they went for a little bit less, but not that much less. But the quality was still really high because a lot of luthiers in Japan they're really, really good. And there's a lot of Japanese guitars that are high quality as well. But I got one of those, but it just needs fixing. But it's pretty much the same. It's same woods and everything. But yeah, going back to the F model, I just didn't get on with it. It was too small. I just didn't feel comfortable playing it, so I should have gone for an F. Hope that answers the question. I don't know. I'm interested in similar 012 with spruce over mahogany. Yeah, I don't know if I tried spruce over mahogany, but it's also good. I just like cedar, the way it kind of resonates and everything. But it is a soft wood. It's I got dents in this, and every year a new dent happens, and it's crap. But that's the way it is. But spruce is definitely a lot harder, and it's a more kind of punchy sound, and maybe a little less sustained, but it's still a great wood, great sound on the 012 for sure. There's lots, depending on where you are, Grant, there's lots of shops that actually have loads of Loudons in stock. You could potentially try it, depending on where you are in the world. But yeah. Hey Don, how's it going? Sorry, teacher, for being late. No worries, all good. Just playing songs today and just doing answering questions. Was learning to play Shallow. Is that Shallow by what's her name? Lady Gaga? Is that the Shallow? Or is it completely different other Shallow? It's funny because I actually play that with my family, Shallow. We actually really like that song because my son really likes it. And I kind of like it as well. But yeah, it's a great song. I like it. Dale says, yes, the same company that builds the guitar sells these new strings. Okay, cool. And with just on that, Dale, what makes them low tension strings? Is it just, I'm guessing that they're just thin, right? Thinner strings. Hey, Many Vibes, how's it going? Yeah, no worries. I've only done one song, just getting through the questions. I'll do another song in a second. Don, why you never have background drums or basses when you play? I have, at some point I had my second album, I had some backing stuff. So I had a drummer and I had some bass and some keyboards in there, which is all good. I felt it kind of takes away a little bit when you have too many instruments, too much going on. It kind of takes away from the guitar and from the simple guitar and voice. And I just really like that, you know, just the simplicity of guitar and voice, and it's so versatile. Just those two things, you know, that I'm sure lots of people just get bored of a whole album of guitar and voice, but I don't, you know, and you should do whatever you feel is right and whatever you want to do. However, saying that, like, I do think you're able to add in certain instruments, and this is actually what I want to explore on my next sort of, whenever I do my next album, is like guitar and vocals, but kind of each track has a different instrument kind of blending in there, so not kind of immersing it and not being too much, but very sort of like, it's still very guitar and vocal heavy, just, you know, a little bit of other instruments very subtly, you know, and not too many as well, because it can kind of lose the focus away from the guitar a little bit. But yeah, that's kind of why. Many vibes. I see banjo back there. Is it any different to play that on acoustic? Yeah, it is very different. I'm still learning the banjo, you know. I'm trying to do clawhammer banjo stuff, and it's a whole different animal, you know. It's I mean, it's a completely different instrument, and it's tuned differently. I mean, you have lots of other different tunings of banjo and lots of different ways to play banjo as well, like guitar, you know. And I'm still learning, but I would never call myself a banjo player as such. You know, there's real proper banjo players out there, but it's good fun. I recommend everyone should have a banjo at some point, and it's so much fun to play. Grant, I'd like to get my hands on one. Here in Kentucky, we have loads of Martins, but few Loudons near me. Yeah, because it's funny. I think there's less in the States. There's less Loudons. Even though, well, funny story about, I actually bought this from the States. It's funny. It got made in Northern Ireland. It got shipped at some point to the States. And then I found it online and had it shipped over from the States. I think it was in Nashville, actually. Just from like a private seller in the States years ago. Had it shipped over back, and now it's back in Europe. But yeah, I think there's less available in shops. If you ever go to the UK or London, you know, there's so many of these in London, in different shops, you know. But I guess that's quite far away. But you know what you should have done? You should have gone to the NAMM show, because they were definitely at the NAMM show. NAMM, you know what I mean? NAMM. But that's in California. Is it far from Kentucky? It's kind of out there, isn't it? But yeah, I'd love to go to the NAMM show one day. But yeah, I'm sure you can still find some shops that stock Loudons, yeah, in the States. Maybe you just need to look. But yeah, I hope you manage to find one, because it's really worth, you know, playing it and giving it a try. Yes, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Yeah, Shallow. That's the one. Many vibes. I need my glasses on a banjo or acoustic with a white sound hole. I need my glasses on. Is that a banjo or an acoustic with a white sound hole? Oh, this one here. Yeah, that's my Frankenstein. I'll get my Frankenstein out if you haven't seen it. I did a video on it, actually. I'll get it out in a second. Although I won't be able to play it because it's completely out of tune and it needs a lot of TLC. But yeah, it's I'll do another song. This one is still in the C tuning, but I'm just going to put capo on the 2nd fret. Grant says, Bluegrass Central around here. Yeah, absolutely. Kentucky, I can imagine. I'd like to get a Martin one day, you know. I still am very much attracted to the Martin look and the sound, you know, of like a D28 or something like this. They are beautiful guitars. Obviously very different to a Loudon, the way it sounds and everything. All right, so keep the questions coming in. I'm going to do answer some more questions after this song. This is just a quick one. This is a song of mine I wrote called Spring. Here we go. Let's see if I can play it.
The sun is up and the grass is green. There's plants popped up we forgot we'd seen. The spring is coming through. With my trowel and with my spade, I plant this lettuce by the shade. The spring is coming through. How come the shorts and the lily white legs, the pasty body and the pint of Becks? The spring is coming through. Your dog's on heat and the pigeons are too. They've got their eye on your picnic food. The spring is coming through. The sun is up and the grass is green. There's plants popped up we forgot we'd seen. The spring is coming through. With my trowel and with my spade, I plant this lettuce by the shade. The spring is coming through.
That was Spring. spring's coming, it's coming. It was quite cold today in Berlin. On Friday, it was getting warm again. Looked like, oh yeah, winter's over, here we go. And then it was cold today. Still nice though, went out for a walk with the family. Yeah, so I'm in C tuning today, C, G, C, G, C, D. If anyone's wondering, just looking at the comments now. Don says, what is the main criteria to choose a guitar? Wood, size? Yeah, good question. It's I guess it's like a mixture of everything. It's I guess it like depends on what sort of sound you're after, like with anything. It's I personally look for large guitars because I like a big sound. So like jumbos and dreadnoughts. I also feel kind of more comfortable having like a bigger guitar, something I can really sort of get my arms around, so that's for me, but it can be different things for different people, but it's definitely worth doing a bit of research on the different woods and the different sort of sounds that you can get with the different woods mixture, but obviously the size has quite a big sort of influence on the guitar. I mean, the woods do too, for sure. But I'm not sure which one I would look at first, or which one comes before the size or the woods. I'd probably look at the size first because I know that's the kind of guitar I'm looking for, So if I was looking for a dreadnought, I'd look at that first and this sort of thing, and then I would look at the woods and kind of see my options there. And then, of course, you've got like the makes and everything like this, and the different sort of the different builders and the different sounds it can have. You can have a guitar exactly the same woods, exactly the same size and everything, but completely different sounds because it's different builders. So there's lots that go into a guitar. But yeah, it's pretty much the main sort of things is the size. The shape has a lot to do with it as well, and the woods, yeah. Many vibes. Did I miss him talking about his new plans for building community on Discord and such? No, that's actually good. Good you mentioned that. Many vibes. It's did I put it in the link? So I started a Discord, and I actually I've made a Facebook group as well, because I realized that not everyone necessarily wants to join a Discord, even though I prefer the Discord just the way it's kind of set up. So for those who don't want to do as a Discord, there's a Facebook group as well, but it's all under the same one community, and it's basically just signing up to my newsletter, but I send out kind of videos of me talking about basically what I'm going to be doing in these live streams, and kind of trying to kind of start conversations and ideas and this kind of thing. And it's just, really nice to have a bit of a smaller community, not that my YouTube channel is, massive compared to a lot of others, but still, it's if you want a little bit more, I go into kind of more personal things and such, and I don't like talking too personal on YouTube and everything and social media that any stranger can kind of find out. So, you know, this is a more of kind of a closer sort of community where we can kind of discuss things. And that's mainly the reason I wanted to start the Discord as well, because it's not only just the email list and then you get sent like you can go onto my community. I have like a page on my website with all like the videos, so you can watch all the past videos that I've done as well. And they're kind of like vlogs and sort of lessons and all sorts of things that I talk about. And it's the Discord and the Facebook group is more, you know, just to have a place where we can go and we can discuss, you know, these kind of things. Not have to do it at the live stream. You know, we can kind of talk about what we're working on and discuss with others, you know, because it can be a very lonely world with what we're doing. And I find, at least with what I'm doing, it's all just kind of experiments, especially when it comes to like recording and stuff like this. Constantly just doing experiments, and I'd like to share those experiments with other people, you know, and kind of talk about what I'm doing, and so we can all kind of learn together, you know. That's the kind of vibe from the community. But yeah, so I've just started the Discord and the Facebook group as well. So if you join the community, so you can do it in the link in the description down below. It's completely free. And I promise I won't do any, I won't sell your data to any dodgy companies, you know. I like to keep it all for myself. And yeah, so that's, if anybody's interested in that, then please, I welcome you to join the community, so we can kind of discuss things and talk about ideas and stuff like this together. So let me... Many Vibes says, hi Don, I feel the main criteria is how it feels in your arms and under your fingers. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it is, isn't it? That's the main kind of thing, is are you comfortable playing it? And I find sometimes it's hard to know. You know, I enjoy playing all kinds of guitars, but I don't know. I just once you've been playing for a while, you kind of you know what you like, you know. But I guess it's harder if you're just starting out, or if you haven't bought many guitars. I guess it's hard to know what you like yet. So yeah, just go with your gut, and if it feels nice, and if it sounds nice to you, you know. Grant says, love my HD28. Is that the Martin? What's the HD28? I guess it's a Martin, huh? Just seems that Loudon have rumbling bass, but maintain treble volume and clarity that my Martins just don't. Seem to be perfect fingerstyle. Love this tune. Yeah, the Loudons just seem to be really well balanced. But as I say, like I really like the O models, the large ones. I mean, the other ones are great too, but you know, it's I personally like this one. Yeah, is that like a someone donated €5 there. Who's did that? That's, oh, I'm not going to be able to pronounce your name. That's really, thank you so much for that, but I can't even I'm going to try it. I'm going to say it's an F. Funsum Sokpe Yang. Is that right? Please let me know if that's right. Thank you so much. Do you have a question? Then I will happily answer your question. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'll continue with the questions, and then I'll play and then I want to play another song in this tuning. Hey, practice repo, is that practice repo? I was just watching your pedal video. Now you're live. Kind of cool. I totally wasn't expecting that. Nice. Yeah. that pedal video, I think I know what you're talking about. That pedal video kind of took off for me, for my usual kind of stuff. Yeah. I go live. I try to go live every Saturday. It's kind of what I like to do, you know, because I find not many, especially guitar channels, don't go live that often, you know. I think lots of people were doing it during COVID, and then people just weren't consistent with it. I don't know. I just kind of enjoy it, especially at the moment. You know, I'm not really touring that much, which I'd like to change. I'd like to be touring more. That's something that I'm going to be hopefully doing more this year. But yeah, you know, it's nice. It's really nice just to be completely... Going live is, you know, there's no scripts. It's like I mess up all the time, but that's how it is, you know. And it's just, yeah. So I appreciate that. Someone says Neumann MT48. Yes, exactly. Yeah, someone saw the Neumann MT48 here. I've got that. Kind of using that at the moment. It's very nice interface. Many vibes. Are the private lessons via Discord or some other platform? I don't know yet. So I'm just at the moment just starting to think about the private lessons, but I'll let you know. If you sign up to the community, then that will be the first place I let everyone know about the lessons or the workshops and stuff like this. So I haven't decided on the details yet. You know, it'll be a little bit of time yet, at least maybe a month or so. I just need to work out all the details and how I'm going to do it and all this sort of stuff, you know. But it will be very limited to start with. But yeah. You will know. Maybe it won't be on Discord, I don't think. It will be probably maybe on Zoom or something like this. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, if you sign up to the community, and then you'll be the first to hear about it. But thanks for asking. Bern is like a tiny island that has been touched by time. Is that correct, Don? What's this Bern? It's an insider joke. I don't know what. Practice Repo says, I played a guitar with a sound hole in the side top. Okay, but it was in the store, not in my home. Do you have one like this, or check it out before? Just wondering. Yeah, you mean like it's got a sound hole up here, right? Sound hole in the side. Did it also have a sound hole in the normal place as well? Or did it just have the sound hole at the top? I'd be surprised if it didn't have this normal sound hole. Sometimes people put these sound holes at the top so you can actually hear more yourself, because obviously, you know, I mean, the sound is kind of reverberating through our bodies as well because we're touching the guitar, but a lot of the sound, you know, is coming out the front, and it's hard for us to actually hear it properly in a detailed way, or in a true way, I should say. But yeah, so some people put these sound holes at the top, so it kind of you can hear it a bit better, you know. So that's kind of what it's for. But I don't know. I haven't really tried that many that have that, to be honest, or any really. So let us know what it sounded like. Could you hear more detail in the sound? I don't know. Let us know. HD is just like a modern D28, but scallop braces and herringbone binding. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Nice. That sounds lovely. Yeah. As I say, I'd love to get a Martin eventually. Don says, would be nice, many vibes, but Bern is the capital of Switzerland. Okay, Bern is the capital of Switzerland. That's my very limited geography knowledge there. I should know, because Switzerland's not really that far from Germany, but okay, yeah. And many vibes as well. Yeah, me too. I am also an idiot. Geographer idiot. Nice. Speaking of sound holes, that Frankenstein's making me curious. Okay, I'll get it now. I'll get it. And then I'll play one more song. Or maybe two more. Hold on. I have to take my headphones off for this. This one, right? So it was, I call it Frankenstein because it's, I believe it was kind of made, oh, man, it's so dusty. I believe it was made from like a 12-string guitar. Look at that headstock. No, here's what I think. Oh, wait. Maybe it was a 6-string guitar and it got extended to a 12-string. I don't know yet. That's a really big headstock. But basically, it's like a mixture of a 12-string / banjo / acoustic. Pretty wild. It's not the best, like, well-made guitar. I think it's fairly old. It's got like one of these V-neck shape, these V-shaped necks, which tend to be quite old. It just needs work. It needs a lot of work. The action's really high. I need to, I think the neck needs to be set properly. Yeah, so that's it. But you can watch, I did a video on this a while back. I don't know. If you look on my channel, then you can find it. It sounds pretty cool. I just need to, it needs a bit of TLC, like a lot of guitars in here. It really needs some work. All right, I'm gonna do another song. Need to just check the tuning on this. This is it's a sea shanty from Scotland. When basically when they were hunting for whales, they would sing this song from I think it's just around, not far from Aberdeen, and it's called Bonnie Ship the Diamond. And it's basically when they were setting out to sail to Greenland to get a load of whales, and they would sing this song, and it was like a happy song, and like, yeah, we're gonna get these whales and get lots of money and stuff. But they all basically, most of the ships just got stuck in the ice, and everyone drowned or froze. So it's a nice cheery one, but here we go. Let's try this.
Diamonds, the ship me lies. Davis straight, she's bound. And Quay is all garnished when Bonnie Lass is round. Captain Thompson gives the order to sail the ocean wide. The sun, it never sets me lights, nor darkness dims the sky. And it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail. When the Bonnie ship, the diamond goes, shipping for that whale. Along the quay I peeped ahead, the lasses stand around with their cradles shawl about them and salt tears running down. Don't you weep, my bonny lass, though you've been left behind. The rose soon growing green as ice before we change our mind. And it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail. When the bonny ship, the diamond goes, shipping for that whale. Here's out to the Resolution, I see a light as sun. It's out to the battle of the Monstro and the diamond ship of fame. We wear trousers of the white and jackets of the blue. We wear tent and Peter Hen, we'll have sweethearts in blue. And it's cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail. When the bonny ship, the diamond goes, shipping for that whale. Cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail. When the bonny ship, the diamond goes, shipping for that whale. Cheer up, me lads, let your hearts never fail. When the bonny ship, the diamond goes, shipping for that whale.
was Bonnie Ship the Diamond. Yeah, I went a bit crazy with that one on the on the effects. You know, I go through these kind of phases of just going pure acoustic, just raw, straight with like one microphone. And other times, you know, I like to explore, and that was a bit more of a exploration kind of song. I had the distortion one on that as well at some point, but yeah. So we'll go through some of the questions here. Yeah, Practice Reaper says, is he in DADGAD? No, I'm in standard, it's not standard, in C tuning, C, G, C, G, C, D. So it's another kind of sus tuning, but it's lots of fun to play in. Yeah. Hey, is that Mick? Mike, M-I-C, says, Fabian, you inspire me a lot for doing my own stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Many wise dynamics. Yeah. Love to use the dynamics. Love to use the dynamics for sure. All right. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna end it there because it's getting a little late here. It's like 20 past 10, and I'm pretty knackered. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live stream. I really appreciate everyone that comes along. You know, it's really nice to sort of see how this is growing, and this community and everything, you know, and it's really nice that you guys come along to these live streams. You know, when I first started, it was like no one was coming, no one was turning up. And now, you know, it's really nice to see regular people come along. So I really appreciate everyone that comes to these and hangs out, you know, because it's, you know, it really makes doing this worthwhile. Not that it wouldn't be worthwhile. I would do it anyway if no one was turning up, but you know what I mean. Yeah, thanks so much. Cheers, many vibes. Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate everyone. Don't forget, if you want to sign up to the community, then there's the email in the link in the description down below. It's basically like my mailing list, just it's for if you want a bit more of kind of a bit more of what I have to give than just the YouTube. You know, it's this kind of little community I'm growing from my website, fabianholland.com, and you'll get little videos and some emails and this sort of stuff. And there's a Discord and a Facebook group. We can kind of all chat together about this stuff, you know. Not just at the live streams, and I share kind of experiments, and you know, this is what I like to do. I like to experiment around, and we all kind of experiment around with everything that we do, and it's nice to kind of share that, everything like that. I think I missed some questions. Hold on, before I go, I'm just going to try and answer these. Many vibes, sorry, you said, do you recommend different fingerstyle approaches or just focusing on one? That's a really good question. Maybe that's something for like a separate video, but yeah, it's if you're just starting out with fingerstyle, or if you haven't been doing it a while, I'd recommend with just try to do it as simple as possible, and sticking with one and just getting really good at that, you know. Like the first thing I did was just this sort of alternate thumb picking stuff, you know, this sort of stuff. And I just kind of
apart from, obviously, I started playing classical guitar when I was 7, but when I started doing this sort of stuff, it was just kind of this very, very basic stuff, you know, and then I would kind of advance from there. But, you know, whatever you feel is comfortable for you that you can do, you know, even just doing like 2 fingers or whatever, just start there. It's always easier to start with something that's just one rather than trying to complicate it and learn lots of different things, and then just build up from there. Yeah, I think that's all the questions. I apologize if I missed any questions, but yeah, then you know, you'd have to just come along to the next live stream and ask me there. So anyway, have a wonderful evening, everyone. Well, I'll have a wonderful evening, but have a wonderful day wherever you are, whether it's morning or, you know, whatever time of the day it is. I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next live stream. Bye-bye.